we need to talk about the elephant in the room, the PlayStation 5. As you guys know, the PlayStation 5 was released in 2020, November. So I got my PlayStation 5 on a pre-order. I could barely sleep until I put my hands on my PlayStation 5. As you guys already know, I like to play video games, and I don't care which platform I'm playing. I don't care if it's in a Microsoft platform, if in an old platform like the PlayStation 2 or the Dreamcast or the Nintendo Switch or a PC gamer. I don't care. I like to play and having fun, and I like to have fun. It doesn't matter the platform. So I'm doing this video because most people still don't have a PlayStation 5 in 2024, and they want to know if is it worth it or not worth it to get a PlayStation 5. For this question, I have the long answer and the short answer. Short answer is, if you still don't have any currently generation console and you wanted to have fun and play the games of this generation without having to be worried about the specs of your computer, and you really want to start with the PlayStation 5, I can recommend for you to buy a PlayStation 5. Go ahead, go forward. But if you already have a PC game or any other console for the currently generation, I don't think it's worth it. So now I'm gonna give the long answer with all of my 4 years experience with the PlayStation 5. So I want to start talking about the DualSense. The DualSense is a great controller. In my opinion, the best controller that I ever had. The adaptive trigger, it's amazing. The sensation that you have, not only for FPS games, but racing games or any other kind of games, you will have a great feedback. The vibration is really amazing on this controller. The way it fits on your hand, the way you can spend hours playing with this controller, it's amazing. This is the best controller that I ever had in my entire life. In my opinion, the duration of the battery is also good. I never had problems with it. If you are using all the resources that the controller can give you, like the adaptive triggers, the vibrations, and the speaker, if you're using everything, the battery will die sooner than if you are not using all the resources. But of course, that if you have a PlayStation 5 and you have a game with the DualSense, why would you disable any feature? There is no meaning, right? Another thing that we need to talk about the PlayStation 5 is the price. Right now, for the digital version, you're gonna find the new PlayStation 5, which is not that one. This one is the fat version, it was the first one. The new version, the slim version, the digital only for $449 in the US. And for the disc version, you're gonna find for around $500 in the US. I would like to say, if you have physical games of the PlayStation 4 and you wanna still using those games in your PlayStation 5, so I can recommend you to buy the disc version because you can still play all your PlayStation 4 games in your PlayStation 5. But if you don't own any physical games and you only have digital games, there's no reason to buy the disc version. You can have the only digital version. The PlayStation 5 can play games up to 4K, and there's an option that you can play some games in 120 Hz. Of course, in order to have this option enabled, you're gonna lose a little bit of graphics. But it's good to know that if you wanna play some games in 120 Hz, you can. But not of all games can run up to 120 Hz. I have only a few games, physical games for the PlayStation 5, as you guys can see. I have the Lies of P, the Cyberpunk 2077, and the Gran Turismo 7, the 25 years anniversary edition. Most of the games that I play, they were all digital. I understand that most people nowadays don't want to have the physical games. Of course, you're gonna need space to store all of these games, but some people like me who likes to collect all those games will be upset with the physical copies of the games. This is not a problem only for the Sony, for the PlayStation. It's also for the Xbox, for any other physical games. I'm gonna open this one. Like, this is the Lies of P. As you can see, there's nothing here, like only one piece of paper with nothing else, and the CDs, like light, there's nothing here. I paid $50 on this game if I'm not mistaken. So let's get a PlayStation 2 game. This is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This game was released for the PlayStation 2. So when we open the box, we have the game. Look the size of the manual. See, it's totally different. I understand that, oh, you can go online today and you can get the information that you want on the YouTube, but for people like me who likes to collect things, we really miss this kind of content on the physical game. So that's why most people, not everybody, are not buying the physical games anymore, because there's nothing there. You can have everything digital on your console, there's nothing there. But me as a collector, I'm still buying the physical games. Not all the games that I want, but at least the ones that I play the most. When we talk about the exclusive games for the PlayStation 5, there's not as many as we thought. I'm gonna talk about the main exclusive games that we currently have for the PlayStation 5. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. This game you can only play on the PlayStation 5 for now. This is one of the games that most people want to play on the PlayStation 5. Another exclusive game is Demon's Souls. This game was first released to the PlayStation 3. It was remade for the PlayStation 5 in the PlayStation 5 release date. As you guys can see, this game was released on the same day that the PlayStation 5 was released. This was my first game for the console because I'm really love to play the Souls game. This game is actually really good, but it's also hard to play. It's not a game for everybody. Another exclusive is Final Fantasy 16. I truly believe that this game will be released to the PC in the near future. So if you are buying the PlayStation 5 only because the Final Fantasy 16, I recommend you to wait a little bit, because I'm pretty sure that this game will be released for the PC. And of course, the Spider-Man 2. This game is exclusive for the PlayStation 5. It's a great game, but as you guys already know, the first Spider-Man was already released for the PC game. So probably this game will also be released for another platforms. It's just a matter of time. Now let's talk about the subscriptions to the PlayStation Plus service. We have the Essential that you can pay $79 every 12 months to have access to play online. And you're gonna have, of course, some monthly games. Trust me, it's not good games. It's been like at least 2 years that Sony didn't give good games. You have the Extra and you can pay $134 every 12 months. With this plan, you're gonna have access to a catalog of games to play, just like the Xbox Game Pass. I'm gonna show this later. And we have the premium subscription, where you're gonna pay $159 every 12 months. You're gonna have access to all the extra catalog games, with also access to the classic catalog and game trials with this plan. I'm gonna show real quick some of the games that you can have access with the extra catalog. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time showing each one of the game, because there's a lot of games here, so you can pause the video and see for yourself, is it worth it to get this extra plan? But as you can see, there's a lot of games, different games that you can have fun and you can play with this extra plan. Some games are pretty new, some others are pretty old. This is something that you need to check the catalog before you decide what is gonna be the right subscription, which is more appropriate to you. Another thing that you can have access with the premium plan is that it's the Sony Picture catalog. As you can see here, you can access up to 100 movies to stream for Sony Pictures. I don't own this plan, so right now I can't make tests, or even if I had this plan, I would have to need more time in order to test it to give a good opinion about it. And there's also the cloud streaming. Play hundreds of games instantly, including select PlayStation 5 titles. I'm sure this is really similar to Xbox cloud gaming, But again, in order to say something about the service, I would have to test it. And right now, I never used this feature before. So this was my analysis about the PlayStation 5. So if you have the intention to buy a PlayStation 5 to play the currently generations game without being worried about having to buy a new console in a short period, I can recommend you to buy a PlayStation 5 or either a Xbox Series X. They're both great. They run all the games and you're gonna have a good time playing with them. But if your intention is to buy a PlayStation 5 only because of Sony exclusive games, I don't recommend this at all. Once we only have a few games exclusively released for the PlayStation 5. As you guys already know, probably those games that I show will soon be released for the PC, and then you won't need a PlayStation 5 to play those titles. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys next time.